After months of speculation, Mitch Marner is now a member of the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas acquired Marner today in a sign-and-trade deal with the Toronto Maple Leafs, where Vegas sent Nicholas Waugh to Toronto. He was usually used as a fourth-line center in Vegas, but can play all over the lineup. And I think Leafs fans are going to like Nicholas Waugh, a very hard worker, and was a valuable part of Vegas's fourth line during their Stanley Cup run in 2023. But as for Marner, upon being traded to Vegas, he signed an 8-year deal with a $12 million AAV, and I like that deal for the Vegas Golden Knights. You get a superstar in Mitch Marner, who's capable of putting up 100 points in a season. Just did that this past season, and the cap's only going up. Superstars are only being paid more and more money. I also think Marner would be an excellent fit next to Jack Eichel on that top line. Both those guys are 200-foot players, and both of them are coming off of their best seasons offensively as well. But here's the thing. I think the first thing that critics are going to bring up when they talk about this deal is obviously the lack of playoff success that Marner had with the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not really worried about that. Now, if you had talked to me a year ago, would have been a completely different story. I was completely dead set against Mitch Marner going to the Vegas Golden Knights, primarily for that same reason, his lack of playoff success. But what changed my mind about Marner was this past February and his play at the Four Nations for Team Canada. That tournament was some of the best hockey that I've seen in years, and Marner played like an absolute champ in that tournament for Team Canada. He had the overtime winning goal in Game 1 of the round robin against Team Sweden, and looking back, that ended up being a pretty important goal. If Marner doesn't score that goal and Team Sweden ends up going on to win that game, Canada doesn't end up playing for gold in the Four Nations. And then in the gold medal game, Marner had the game-tying assist on the goal by Sam Bennett and had the game-winning assist on the goal by Connor McDavid. And on top of all that, Marner has 63 points in 70 career playoff games with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I get that those aren't superstar level numbers, but those aren't bad numbers either. And all this talk of you can't win with Marner reminds me of all the talk of you can't win with Eichel. And I remember after the 2021-22 season when Vegas missed the playoffs for the first time, and Eichel had only played half a regular season in Vegas up to that point. And people were clowning on Eichel pretty badly. And you know what ended up happening a year later? Jack raised the most prestigious prize in hockey, the Stanley Cup. And he led the Vegas Golden Knights in points during that playoff run and shut all the critics up. But as always, leave a like, drop a follow on the Armchair Athletes, and let me know in the comments what you think of the Golden Knights getting Mitch Marner.